He has done for us through Israel in giving us the prophets, the scriptures, and the Messiah, that I could be a clear witness for Jesus Christ.
Dallas pastor Dr. Robert Jeffress is heading to Israel. The head of First Baptist Dallas announced that he will lead the prayer at tomorrow's controversial opening of the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. We want to welcome you to News 8 at 5:30 this Sunday. I'm Marie Saavedra. We want to get right to David Goins with this, our top story. David?
Yeah, good evening, Marie. Pastor Robert Jeffress he made the announcement that he is heading to Israel via video message here at First Baptist Dallas this morning during services. We're told he is in Israel tonight. Now, Jeffress has been a strong supporter, that is no secret, of President Donald Trump, who made the decision back in December to move Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and move that embassy there from Tel Aviv. This is something that previous administrations, both Republican and Democrat, had talked about but had never done until now. Jeffress made the initial announcement of his role in the opening of the embassy Friday on Fox News Channel. Now tonight, voices in Dallas's Jewish and Muslim Palestinian community say they will be watching tomorrow what Pastor Jeffress has to say.
That we have a representative of Dallas, Texas, getting to partake in this on the world stage. Opening the embassy in Jerusalem has been a long time coming.
The pastor is siding with an oppressor state, the state of Israel, against an oppressed people, the Palestinian people.
Certainly two different perspectives there. In the past, Jeffress has not been a stranger to controversy, really with multiple faiths, saying that Jews cannot be saved and describing the Islam faith as heresy. Now tonight at 10, we'll hear more on how North Texas communities are listening to what the pastor says during this historic event tomorrow in Israel. We're live in Dallas. David Goins, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, David. The embassy move was one of President Trump's campaign promises. It's long been in Tel Aviv in northern Israel, but for years, the U.S. has talked about moving its embassy to Israel's capital, Jerusalem. This move, though, is sparking heated protests around the world. ABC's Molly Hunter has the story from Jerusalem.